action. And then consider to approve the employment of new at-will staff. That does come to us. Your recommendation?
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the employment of new and at-will staff as discussed and closed.
We have motion.
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Espinosa, second.
Second.
Second by Sammy. Questions, concerns? All in favor? Okay, on the consent items, does anyone have any corrections or anything before on the consent items? I have two things that need to be corrected before we vote on it. On page 74, number B, I think put it twice in. I mean,
Oh, my name. Oh, yeah, my name was twice. It was twice on there.
yeah. On that one, Anna, it has Sammy Houston abstaining twice. See that when we voted? At the
9B,
On 9B, on people that abstain, you have Cruz, Nora, Sammy Houston, and Sammy Houston.
Wow.
Let me see, I think I had another correction. On page 70, on item 9, carry 5-0.
Yes, Nora left and Victor left.
So that's why we have, so two people to call.
Before then.
Okay. So that's the only thing that on the consent items. Ms. Verona's recommendation?
the recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the minutes for the board meetings with corrections held on June 10th, June 17th, June 18th, and June 19th.
If there's any questions, I mean, can we include the bills with a recommendation? Go ahead, I mean, we're okay with that, the agendas and the bills all together.
For number B,
Well, B on,
the consideration to approve the monthly bill.
well, let me just go, I need a motion to approve
The recommendation.
the recommendation, Ms. Verona, is to approve the meetings. Have a motion?
A motion.
For the action, for the consent items?
Not on the bills, but just,
Okay.
and then we'll go to the other one.
Okay,
Two motions came together at the same time.
A motion.
I mean,
Second it, I'll second it.
second
Thank you, bro.
by Gabriel, all in favor? Motion carries 4-0. Okay, we're going to the bills. Ms. Young, he said he had a question or something.
yeah, I think I can use this time to ask for a request again. I would still like to see in our board packet a copy of revenue and expenditures, so I know where we're at every month.
Put this in a different section or here on the minutes, on the bills, in the minutes.
It's just consent. It's
It's a consent,
falls under
consent.
consent, yes.
But on a different title so that we won't miss bills.
Yes.
We'll have that ready. I mean, we'll include that. It'll be the meetings, the bills, and the expenditures
Okay,
under consent.
thank you.
Okay, we're gonna be moving to action items, page for the board members 93. Discussion action to approve the donations for the back-to-school badge.
Mr. Steve, we need to go back to B.
Which
We
one?
need to go back to B. We need to go back to B.
C. See, is it something where? Get our beginning, the kids.
Yes, I know. We have to get back to, we need to do this one and then that one before we get to action.
But on this one, we're not gonna do it, right?
On C? Yes, we have to do it.
Oh, on the consent,
Yeah, yeah.
okay. Okay, I'm going back to, B, consider to approve the monthly bills for, June 2024. Need a motion?
I'll make it.
Ms. Young, second.
Second.
Questions, discussions? Not all in favor? Okay, then C, consider to approve the Lone Star Government Boards of Evaluation baseline using the implementation integrity instrument. Ms. Veronis, for your recommendation.
The recommendation is that the board approve the Lone Star Governance Board Self-Evaluation Baseline using the Implementation Integrity Instrument. This was what we worked on during our last LSG meeting.
Need a motion?
I'll make it.
Motion by Ms. Young, second. Second by Sammy Houston. All in favor? Passes 4-0. Okay, now we go into action items. A, discussion action to approve the donations for the back to school batch. Ms. Veronis.
Mr. Moreno will do a brief presentation of the donations.
So, if you remember last year, we did have, it's the same event, the back to school bash we had at the football field last year. This year we are planning to having it right here in front of the central office, just due to the fact that with the fields, the field's not gonna be, we don't want people to go on the field at that time. So, what I have two donations that are coming from from outside individuals. We have SM Energy for $1,000 and Prime Bank for $2,500. We just ask that you guys approve it. Just what they're doing is they gave us the money to buy the school supplies for the kids because they say we know what the kids need, and that way we can hand it out, under their name.
Will that be enough to?
Oh, that's just most of the other individuals are actually coming in person and doing it. These are just some of the bigger organizations that are just we're not gonna. I don't have the staff to go out there, but I want to donate, and so those are the ones that's what we have here. We have about 25 vendors that are actually going to be here on site with us as of right now. But like I said, we're growing every day. But this is just some donations that came in that we want to use the funds, but we need your approval before we can use them.
Wonderful.
The recommendation, Ms. Veronis?
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the donations made for the Back to School Bash, $1,000 from SM Energy and $2,500 from Prime Bank.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Motion by Mr. Espinosa, second.
Second.
Second by Sammy. Questions, concerns? Not, vote. Okay, passes. B, discussion action, consider the approval of the contract between Crystal City ISD.
So these
Cecilia
are the-
Cavazos, I'm not gonna list her title, 24-25 school year.
So
Take all of them.
these are the contracts that we bring to you annually to make sure that our students begin the year with services. Mr. Espinosa, if you're okay, I will begin with B.
Yes,
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the Educational Diagnostician Services contract between Crystal City ISD and Cecilia Cavazos, MS Educational Diagnostician for educational evaluations for the 24-25 school year.
motion,
I'll make it.
Mr. Young, second,
Second.
Ms. Espinosa, all in favor? 4-0, C,
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the Educational Diagnostician Services contract between Crystal City ISD and Assessment Intervention and Management, otherwise known as AIM, for educational evaluations for the 24-25 school year.
are they out of San Antonio?
Yes.
Okay, motion,
Motion.
motion by Mr. Espinosa, second,
Second.
second by Sammy, all in favor? 4-0. D,
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, and psychological diagnostic contract between Crystal City ISD and Lisa Corbin Scarpa, school therapy services for physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, and psychological diagnostic evaluations for the 24-25 school year.
Motion,
Motion.
Gabriel, second.
Second.
Sammy, vote 4-0. E,
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the speech language therapy and educational diagnostician services contract between Crystal City ISD and Cecilia N. Reina for speech therapy and educational diagnostic evaluations for the 24-25 school year.
I need a motion.
I'll make it.
Peggy, motion, I'll second it. Vote.
I'll second it.
In favor?
And Ms. Briones, we've been using these people for a number of years, haven't we? Okay.
Who made the second?
I did.
Gabe? Okay.
F, discussion to acquire, approve the textbook adoption for the personal finance literacy. The proclamation to 24 adoption cycle, Ms. Leonis, or
So these are, it's another set of textbook adoptions that we have to bring before the board. The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the adoption of the personal finance literacy textbook for the Proclamation 2024 adoption cycle as recommended by the Textbook Adoption Committee.
is it for the CAPE program?
No, it's for an elective course for high school, personal finance literacy.
And the recommendation is to approve
To
it.
approve it, yes.
Need a motion?
Motion.
Second. In favor? D, discussion, action to approve textbook well, that's the one we did, right?
No, this is,
No,
the next
okay.
one is for CTE.
That's for the CAPE one.
Yes.
Adoption of the CAPE courses in the proclamation 2024 adoption cycle.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the textbook adoption for the CTE courses in the Proclamation 24 adoption cycle.
Yeah, motion
I'll make it.
by Ms. Young. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Sammy. All in favor? 4-0. H, discussion action to consider modifying EC, local compensation and benefits leave and absences local leave to increase earned pay local leave from 5 to 7 days for the 226 and 240 employees.
And Mr. Alvarado is going to present briefly where this is coming from, where this is originating.
So throughout the year, we've had several principal meetings, and some of the principals, along with the administrative staff, were discussing that sometimes we need a couple of more additional days for doctor's appointments and things of that matter. So they wanted us to ask if it was possible to add 2 more days to our local leave, since we are coming in close to a month more than the rest of the employees of the district. And due to that, we have a shorter time period off in the summer. For example, this year we only had 7 days off. So we would really appreciate and it would help out the employees, the 226 and the 240s, if we were able to get 2 more days added to our local leave.
Can do your doctor's appointments on Saturdays?
Possibly, but not.
I'm gonna,
So it's only for 226 and
226 and 240s. That's what we're asking.
what's your recommendation?
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the modification to DEC local compensation and benefits, leaves and absences, local leave to increase earned pay local leave for 5 to 7 days for 226 and 240 employees.
I want to make an addition to that. 212, 1 day,
To what, sir?
to the 212 employees, they also kind of work after the teachers leave, another 30 days, so
And we have that in the budget for the 212
For one day? Yes.
to add one day?
So my motion would be, for the 212, 1 day, 226, 2 days, and for the 240, 2 days. I'm making a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, on favor? I think the 212 for the vice principals and some of those. Okay. Motion passes. Informational item, the special education monitoring report, we kind of touched on it.
Sarah will come up and just very briefly, since we discussed it in close already, we'll give you an update on progress that we've made towards achieving compliance with TA.
So in April 30th, 2024, we received our cyclical monitoring report after our visit. And we did have several findings. We got 21 findings. So from this report, we had to create our strategic support plan in Ascent, and we had to submit this to TEA to address all of the citations that they gave the district. So from there, we have to come up with specific activities that we are going to address to correct the citations. So from there, TEA then creates their own monitoring log. Over the past month, I've been meeting with Megan Bodish from TEA, and I've been meeting with her every other Thursday to check on our monitoring, on our progress, on what we've submitted. As of right now, we have already worked on measurable goals, which is IEP development. We've worked on PLAS, and we've worked on transition, post-secondary transitions. And I have already submitted, uploaded our updated guidelines for those 3 areas. And I submitted training evidence, and I submitted our self-monitoring checklist. I am still working to submit the rest of the documentation that they are working on. Ms. Mendoza is also assisting greatly. She's really working hard to assist in making sure that we are also submitting everything we need to. And before anything else further happens, Ms. Jonas and I will make sure that we're going to be working together to make sure that that our special education program is in compliance with TEA to address all 21 citations. Any questions?
I'm looking at page, I just need some help on the terminology here. It starts on page 147, where it says,
I don't have your page with me.
okay, where it says properly constituted ARD. Would that be the ARD facilitator's job to make sure that's correct?
Yes.
Okay, where it says IEP, that would be everybody, right?
Yes.
Okay,
The entire-
where it says, transition, is that what we just heard the other night?
Yes.
Okay, all right, and evaluation, is that 3-year
That's contract.
contract?
Contracted services.
Okay. And I think that was it, I was just trying to figure out what the language meant, who was responsible for it.
Any other questions for Ms. Garcia? I think we kind of had a pretty good conversation.
Yeah, with Ms. Briones.
So she gave us what you guys are gonna be doing, everything, and Blaine, I think, will take care of the non-compliance items that we have, and
And
from there.
I would respectfully ask if there's any updates from TEA, I would like for the board to be updated, so we know where we stand. If there's any updates, like if you could,
Notifications or
any correspondence, I would like for Ms. Briones to bring it to us either in an email or the board, just keep us updated, because I mean, ultimately it's us that, those falls on.
So the three citations that we're hoping to clear this week, we'll just send it out as a brief saying documentation was uploaded. We're going to wait for TA to say, yes, they're.
Well, I mean, I know what y'all are doing, but I just want to know if TEA is giving you feedback, if we're getting in compliance.
This is,
Part of the cyclical was also the dyslexia program, and we've been cleared from that cyclical review, from that section.
And that's exactly what we want for you to provide so that we,
Yeah.
in our own chart, we can be checking.
So we know how we're,
Yeah, it's taken care of.
otherwise, we don't know until we get our taper report and it just gives us a sanction. I'd like to know how we're.
Also from our strategic support plan for the determination level 2,
Okay.
we have the notification that we were cleared and no further documentation was needed. I can submit that to Ms. Bionis and then she can.
we'll send it to you as a brief.
Okay.
By the end of the week.
Thank you.
Okay, on
you, Sarah.
informational items, testing
Robert?
policies,
update, 1, 2, 3.
These are just informational, Robert,
Pretty much, these are changes that were made this year. There's a lot more that, if you can see the booklet that we got, and we all have it.
Yeah.
But these are the ones that are taking in effect this year. Some were already done and put into effect at the beginning of 2024 in January, but these are the ones that are taking effect as of right now when we present. Other than that, it's just updates to the policies that we have.
but for right now, it's just informational, no need for the board to take action.
So those policies already being implemented, or we're gonna have to go back later and vote on them, or
No, these are just policies that
Just
the state
update.
puts out.
The updates.
Updated, as wording here and there.
any questions for Laura? If not, we're number 10 adjournment. Sammy, don't vote twice. I need a motion to adjourn. Another one. Second. In favor?
Right, second?
Let's second.
Okay.